Hello everyone, this is Joanne. Now I promised you I was going to work on my summer daily journal. This is one that I had started in July of 2023 and I had intended to go July and August of 2023, so 2 years ago. But I must have gotten lazy because I just did part of July and then I ended on like the 22nd of July and just gave up on it. So I decided, since I was starting it, the day I looked at this was my husband's birthday, May 23rd of this year. And so I decided, well, let me just do a daily of the end of this month of May and all of June. So then I don't waste the journal. And it's summer too, so it's cute and I can reuse it. So I did that, and I filmed a bunch of footage of like a few days of me doing work in the journal. Well, guess what? That footage somehow got botched, probably by me. But I'm just going to blame YouTube for it. But anyway, so it got botched. I tried to upload it like so many times and it just wouldn't. So anyway, so now I thought I will go over what I did those days and show you what I intend to do for a few days here. And I will kind of continue on from when I had, from when I started this journal. So this was, let's see. Okay, so let me page back to the day. Okay, so I decided to make this, to make sure that I wrote 2023 right here, because that was my last day from 2023. And I have covered up some of the information. We went to a neighbor's house that day for a pool party, and I mentioned them by name, and I don't think that they would, want to be on the internet, perhaps, So anyway, that was 2023. And then this was what I started on May 23rd, for my husband's birthday. Now, you probably can't see this really great. I will try to put it up a little closer. This is a little sticker with a little dachshund with a group of balloons attached to her body. And we have a little part dachshund, part miniature pinscher named Princess. So I thought that was appropriate for my husband's birthday. That would be like Princess holding the little. In fact, I'm going to grab a pen and I'm going to write Princess here. Oh, that's too thick of a pen. I'm going to get my fine point pen. I love these pens. They're Bic Gelocity 0.5 millimeters. And I used to be able to find them at Dollar Tree, but now they no longer sell them there. So this is Princess. Okay, with her little balloons for Dad. All right. And then I have these Apples to Apples Junior card set that I got at Dollar Tree. And I like to use them in my junk journals. And so I chose, because it was birthday and our son was here and my mother came. So I wrote I picked out My Family and Loving. So I picked out the cards that said that, and they have fun little words on them and stuff. So I used those for that day. And then on the back, I wrote what we did that day. So that is for that day. And these pages were already semi-decorated. So I just added a few new things, and I wrote 2025 here because I wanted to make sure that I knew, okay, this was 2023, this was 2025. So starting out. Okay. And then the next day, on the 24th, we had gone to a bookstore and done a few things. And again, I mentioned some names, so I covered that temporarily with this sheet, but you can see the decorations that I have, and I made a boo-boo here, so I covered it with a sticker. So that's a trick that I use. And here too, I made a boo-boo. So I covered that with a sticker. And you know what? This is not sticking right. So I'm going to take my Mono Aqua clear glue. This may have been an old sticker. And sometimes this happens where, oops, and then I blurbed out a bunch of glue, which I did not intend to do. I wanted to do a little tiny blurb. Oh, you know what? That wasn't a boo-boo that I was covering. That was just a little sticker I wanted to use. Let me grab my tissue and kind of dab that. Okay, so that was just a decoration. See, I can't even remember what I do from day to day sometimes in these journals. Sometimes I will look at a journal and I'll go, wow, Did I make that? Do you ever do that? Okay. This is All That We Love Deeply. Excuse me. I have seasonal allergies, so my throat gives out on me sometimes. All that we love deeply becomes a part of us. And we went out for burgers and fries that day, so I put those over here. A little sticker, Friday, even though it wasn't Friday, but a little burger. So those were stickers that I did. I don't know if you can see those, as I should hold some of these things up a little higher. All right. So that was the 24th, like I said. This is the 25th, and I wrote on the back of this sheet, and this is from a book, and it says, "There is no remedy for love but to love more," by Henry David Thoreau. So I thought that was a great poem, or not a poem, a quotation. So I have that there, and then I have the number 25 here for the date. And we went out for ice cream that day, so I didn't want to cover up the music paper here, so I went ahead and used one of those Apples to Apples Junior cards and put it in a clear, this is a card like for business cards or little photos, clear, and I used two brads to attach it to this page, and then I used a little ice cream sticker on the outside. So that was what I did for that day. So I just kind of continued on there. And then our son left on the 26th. He flew, and so we took him to the airport. So I have an airplane on there. And we ate breakfast at a Perkins on the way to the airport. So I have a little breakfast sticker there. And then it was beautiful weather, so we had taken the dogs for a walk that day. So that was the 26th. So, and I have not yet, but I want to develop. We did a selfie with our son and my mom when she was here, so I want to put that photo on the back, and I also want to have some other photos posted in here, so I will do them on these pages where we were all together probably. Look at me, I just got glue on this page here. I don't know what happened. It was on my fingers, I think, and then, you know, sometimes it gets messy in the craft room. That's all part of it. It's all right. It's all right. All right. Nothing is perfect. So this was just, I had already had that from 2 years ago. It's just an image from a book I had cut out. And this is the, from the cover, this Mrs. Mouse's Vacation story. That was part of the end of that story, I believe. So on the 27th was a Tuesday. I was really into using these Apples to Apples Junior cards. So I wrote, this one says a broken leg, which ended up not being broken, but Princess, our little dog, she was having trouble with her leg. And so I picked out that card that said a broken leg, and then I wrote be positive, or I did not wrote, found a sticker that said be positive. And so, and made an appointment at the vet for the next day. So, and wrote about that on here and some other things that I had done. And then the next day, took Princess to the vet, and she was fine. She's on some pain meds, but they couldn't find anything seriously wrong. So, and I filled out what I did on the 28th. And then this is a flashcard that I had that I felt matched so well with this. This was from a greeting card. I had cut this out and have the date and the day, and had this floral paper. So I felt like this parakeet just went well with the coloring that was on there. And this, I have not written yet what I did on the 29th. So, and this is a seed packet, and I get these at Dollar Tree, these seed packets in the spring usually, and they're 4 for $1. And I will a lot of times throw the seeds in the yard or use the seeds, and then I will use the seed packets for junk journaling. Now, I have a list of things I've done on here, just to remind me when I go back that I will write, because I can't always remember what I did each day. So I jot things down, and then I will write on here later. And sometimes I use different color pens. I have all different color pens. I may use a purple. I may use a green. I have a green one, a pink, you know. A lot of times I just like to use black. It shows up really nice. This I refurbished, I guess you'd say. Redid. I had drawn an ugly kind of a swirl with a black marker, just like I did these little black markers on this flower. But it looked ugly to me, so I found a flower sticker in my stash and glued it on there. And so to cover up, so we're all about covering up mistakes. And so, or just improving upon things. This, my husband and I went to a sub shop, so I saved the brochure, and I'm going to adhere that in here. And then this is the 30th, so I have my notes of what I've done on the 30th. Haven't written it there yet, and same with the 31st. And now brings us up to today. And today we went to Daiso, so I saved one of the items I got at Daiso. Oh, and this is June 1st, so I'm going to write June on here. And it is Sunday, but I will write that somewhere after I write what we did. But I'm going to cover up the middle of this. This was a carabiner I bought for my keys, car keys, and my purse. And I'm going to cover a portion of this with this paper. So I'm gonna cut it down to size so that it's a little big. And I have my recycling bin off to the side here. So this is my cutter from Stamping Up. I love it. I have extra blades for it, and it's just a really good cutter. I've been pleased with it. I've used different Fiskars ones and different things. Okay, that's pretty good. Let me just cut this here. Cut that a little bit. And definitely save your scraps. If you're a new junk journaler, you're going to want to save your scraps because they come in so handy for many different things. Just like this. This was from a note paper where I'd written on part of it and kept the rest for doing. Okay, I need a little bit more. I'm going to cut it a little bit more. If you want to be more precise, you can use your cutter, but sometimes I just like to guesstimate, and I may do that. That might be good for there. Okay. I'm not going to put the glue runner on there yet because I want to write on it and then glue it down, because if you glue it down ahead, when you're writing, it'll be a little bit more bumpy. And this tag is already pretty bumpy. But I am going to adhere the tag down. The paper clip is also holding it. This is one of these little decorated paper clips. I'll show you how to make one of those in another video in case you're a new to that and don't know how to do it. So it's pretty basic, pretty standard, pretty fun, but yeah, I had to learn how to do all those things, and so I think somebody else might want to learn if you don't know how. But oops, okay, well, there we go. Always when you're filming, that's when you make the biggest mistakes, right? All right, so that's good. And then this tape runner. All right, my favorite is this AdTech brand, and you can buy refills for it. Okay, I'm gonna move that paper clip out of the way a little bit. And then I'm gonna put this somewhere here. Okay, I think I'm gonna put it towards the middle so it doesn't mess up with the spine too much, like making it too bumpy close to the spine. Okay, and I've got tape, a little bit of that glue tape on there. All right, so that's that. And I did buy these little bear pouches at Daiso. We went to the Japanese dollar store today, Daiso. So I was thinking I could do a little tab. I'm not sure if I want to do a tab. You know what? I think I'm going to do it like this. So I have two of them, but I was thinking I don't need both. I think I'm just going to do the one on the side here and make it like a little tab for turning the page and just as a decoration. So let's see, I'm going to just use my tape runner, and that's going to be probably the easiest, especially on this shiny paper. This tag is pretty shiny. If you try to do glue on there, it would just pull up. I don't think it would, and I got a little bit too much of the tape on there. Let me just, there we go. All right, so, okay, I'm just gonna use that as a little decorative tab. And because I went to Daiso, and it just looks cute with the little bear head on there. So that's that. And like I said, I will go back later and write and attach that on there. And this can hold a little bit of the top of that tagged, even though it's glued down already. It's just kind of nice to hold it. All right. And that's going to be that page. See how easy it is? It's not hard. And especially because I had already made this journal ahead of time, it's super easy to go in and add little things. And now if I didn't have any pictures or photos from today, but if I did, or if I wanted to do, if I had another pretty, which I do have some other kind of fun Daiso papers. Let me pull them out of my recycling. I was thinking I wasn't going to use them, but be kind of cool on this pink, and I could write some more. This, I had bought a little folding fan, super cute, from Daiso, and this is the tag from that, and that would kind of match that pink and red on the other page. So maybe I'll do that. I'll just stick that in here, and I'll come back and do that possibly. So, or, you know, I may decide not to. So, but it is a folding fan. If you don't know what those are, let me show you. Let me show you. I have a pineapple one and an ice cream one. So I bought today at Daiso, and they were $2.25. So they come in a little case like this. This is the pineapple one. It says delicious. And then they fold up, and you can use them to fan yourself. I'll turn it the right way. It says delicious again, and you use it to fan yourself. And then you fold it back up, and they're just super convenient. And I always like to tuck one in my purse, because if we're out in the summer and it's hot, traveling somewhere and it's hot, I will use them. And they are so compact, and they go right back into this little case really easily, and really great to use. So I did not show this in my Daiso haul, because my Daiso haul was focused on my junk journal supplies, but thought you might want to see this since I'm mentioning it. So I may attach this here and then do some more writing on here. It is super fun to use tags and receipts and all of those things in your, especially in your daily journals or planners. So, and tomorrow I'll be working on this one, and I will write on the back of this. So I think that's it for today. And if I do anything exciting with the following pages for the rest of June, I will probably be back to show you more in this daily journal, daily junk journal. So thank you, everyone. Bye. And I'll see you in my next video. Thanks so much. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're interested in junk journal or crafty things. And I really appreciate your support. Thank you so much.